days of wasted years. Better catch myself, thank God for health. About my business, about my wealth. If I gotta do it, I'll do it by myself. I look to the left and look to the right and nobody.
You don't need more discipline. You need to be honest with yourself. One of the most interesting things I've pondered over my many years being alive is that, many of us are so quick to tell other people about themselves, right? Somebody do something wrong to you or something doesn't go how you think it should go, and you will read them from up to down. But it's very rare that you can do the same or apply the same energy to yourself. There's some of us that know we should have done things 5, 10, 15 years ago and have failed to do it, and then wonder why things are not taking place as they should. I think that's a part of being human. That's one aspect of it. But at the same time, we have to be able to kick your own self in the butt to get things done. There's always going to be people that are outliers, right? So you have regular everyday people, and then you got folks who are just, doing things that you can only dream of. So what is the difference? There has to be something. And usually it comes down to work ethic. I read this book by Tony Robbins years ago, and he talked about far as the questions, what he realized, because of course he's known for interviewing a lot of people and helping a lot of major people. And one of the main takeaways, successful people ask better questions. And you should be asking the better questions to yourself, right? So other people, they can give you insight and all that type of stuff. But of course, if you ask better questions, you're going to get better answers. But to go back to what I was saying about other people, being able to tell people about themselves. I talk about this in my book called The Uncomfortable Truth. And, I really did a full chapter on this because I felt judged, mislabeled, boxed in by people. And then I'm like, you know what? You would have thought that you have reached the pinnacle of perfection the way that you're coming at me. All right? So I said all that to say is that we need to start asking ourselves, better questions so that our minds can come up with better answers to the solutions, to the problems rather, right? Or challenges. People say challenges, and that's really what it is. A lot of us equate the game of life to being in a simulation of some sort, right? So if it truly is a simulation, first of all, none of us asked to be in this simulation, but here we are. So we're either going to learn how to successfully play this game of life, or we're going to fall prey to the powers that be. I believe the power is truly in our hands to do what we can, right? So again, there's going to be many factors. There's going to be many challenges over this course. And that's kind of what should make it a little bit fun. It's like when you go to apply for jobs and like, you want a challenging position. And I'm like, I don't want to be challenged. I have enough challenges in life. Okay, I don't want to be challenged by your job, which really means it's going to be a lot of BS I got to deal with to get this little bit of paycheck you're trying to give to me. Right? So anyway, but I think that when we really stop making excuses and talk to ourselves how we like to talk to other people sometimes, I think we will get better results. Again, you cannot control the actions of other people. We all know this. You can't control how they view you, how they see you. But you can control what's within your power to control. So as I said, for me, okay, I want to do something different. I've been doing insurance for 20 plus years. You know what? It's good to have another skill set, something else that I can do. So I decided to go ahead and get my license for mortgages. Loan officer. Now, of course, that would mean taking a step back in some sense, because, of course, you got to build yourself up. You're just not going to come in knocking it out. But I put myself to the challenge. I didn't have to do that. I could have just, continued on doing what I'm doing. But I'm like, you know what? What is life if I'm not growing in some capacity? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the point if you're not actually challenging yourself. Like, when was the last time you set a goal and said, you know what, this is definitely out of my comfort zone. I've been doing whatever for so long. How about I see if I can actually do something else that I never thought about doing? And that's what I started to do. So that's why I share that with you guys. So my main takeaway, and hopefully you guys are liking the videos, appreciate it. Go to the channel, plenty of content. But I'm at a transitional phase in my life, and I'm trying to help as many people as possible. I also wrote my book it's called No Time Wasted. And it's titled that way for a few reasons. The main reason is that a lot of people may look at the obstacles and challenges and hurdles that you had to overcome and look at it as a big waste of time. But when you really start to look back and reflect, you realize it wasn't. If you actually learn something from these experiences, and I did, and that's why I wrote the book. So it's designed for young men initially who are just getting started in the world. It's more of a workbook. So there's my opinion, my experiences, but also practical methods so that you can apply it to yourself. Because what's the point of getting knowledge or reading something but not actually applying it? So I designed the book purposefully, so that here's a story, a scenario I've dealt with. This is how it was resolved. These are actionable steps. So 12 chapters with actionable steps so that somebody who is trying to advance, trying to progress in life can actually do that. This is the first step of many. Of course, there's many different things out here, but I believe I have a unique voice for a unique type of people. Okay?